Hello everybody, one of my videos, my name's Jamie from Games. Today we're doing an upgrading video. Upgrading video, we'll go over upgrading video. Now the video has been focusing on my 1200, which having lots of problems since getting it in the year 2017. My 500 got a 989, still firing all cylinders, just needs a bit of recapping. C32, brilliant, needs recapping. This has been recapped. The issue I've got with this one is the memory. And yes, it's been problem after problem with this Amiga 1200. But anyway, we're going to try a few tests, and I've done a few purchases. I'm going to do a few upgrades, and also I do think it does need a good clean. So that's what this video is going to be about. Now the biggest problem I've got with this Amiga 1200 is the memory. Now I have to admit, I'm not great with the technical terms of the Amiga. It's games, games and more games. That's my main focusing point. But yeah, I'm not great when things go wrong. But yes, sometimes on live streams we've had issues with games crashing. Maybe sometimes if you're saving your name on the high score table, sometimes it will allow it and sometimes it will crash. Sometimes games crash in mid-game. It's a mystery sometimes. And also quite recently in a live stream, and one game failed to load because it said it was low on memory. So, we're going to load up a few games and see what happens. Anyway, we're going to load up XP8 AGA, which on a live stream it crashed because there wasn't enough memory. So I'm expecting him to do the same here as well. So there we go, not enough memory available. So what I did was I loaded up the ECS or OCS version and it worked brilliantly. But yes, that didn't work for some reason. Also, I was in 2 minds to use the OSSC. I was, but I switched over to the AGA video converter. Because these are also known to keep flashing like there's no tomorrow, especially Team 17 ones. And I do wonder if a memory upgrade would solve that as well. Okay, just loading up random games, all new Whirl Lemmings, and being AGA, it's been flashing like there's no tomorrow. And even that also did have a bit of an issue trying to load. Sometimes it did, and sometimes it didn't. But anyway, we've got it eventually. But yes, I do wonder, if you upgrade the memory on your Amiga 1200, will it solve that? Another quick test, Atomic Robokid, another fantastic game, I love it. Now this is one that also is known to crash pretty much every single time I play it, but always at the same point. And I don't know if it's down to memory or it's just a bad file on directory load. I absolutely have no idea. Okay, what we're going to do now is get to the point where I'm expecting it to crash. It normally does, but only at specific points. But also I'm hoping having a memory upgrade might make these games run a bit more smoothly. I mean, this one normally does run smooth, but it's a bit sluggish at the moment in time. But yes, I do wonder if the memory's having a big input in the way this game performed. But we'll get there first. This is level 2, it's running really slowly. It should run a bit more faster than this. Yeah, it's an absolute mystery, it really is. Also, I've learned something today. Now, I played this game to absolute death. Now, to switch weapons, you have to hold the fire button down. But if you read the instruction manual, JU, you can press F3, you can actually switch it from that way of doing it to the spacebar way of doing it. So now when I hold the fire button down, it doesn't do it. Press spacebar and it does. See, I didn't know that. But anyway, that hasn't solved the issue of why it's running so slowly. Boss battle, there we go, boom pow. And that ran quite fast that time. It seems to be changing from level to level. That's close. Battle mode, there we go, superb. Right, this is the level I'm hoping. Even though I don't want it to crash, I'm expecting it to crash. It's here, Act 5. Now it only crashes if you go in a specific door. In this case, it's door number 1, not door number 2. Right, top door. This is where I'm expecting it to crash. It always does. Like that. Now I don't know if that's down to memory or just a bad version, but every single version I've tried, it's the same. There we go, next on the list, Back to the Future Part 2. This is also one I'm expecting to crash. I wish it didn't though, so I do like the game. Okay, Back to the Future Part 2, another game I really do like, even though many people didn't like it. But anyway, this one also crashes, and it's like the last game, always at the same point. I don't know why, and I've tried so many different versions, unless you have the disc version, which of course I do, but even those are showing signs of wear and tear. But it also crashes at the same point every single time, normally when Biff arrives on the scene. Time extended. Right, it should crash any time now. Yeah, around about the 1 minute mark, there it goes, frozen to the spots, which is, yeah, it always does. Now, whether the memory's going to solve that, probably not. But if everyone knows the reasons why it does this and how to solve it, please do let me know in the comments box below. But it's a mystery. Okay, last game, move on, next part of the video. This is Genius. Not played for a while though, copyright 1988. It's a nice game though, but I don't really fully understand the rules of the game. But it's also one of those ones which sometimes it crashes and sometimes it doesn't. But also, what is also quite a bizarre thing with this 1200 is the keys. Now, I am going to give them a bit of a clean, but I don't know if that's what it needs, because certain games it works and some games it doesn't. If you go into the high score table, you can put your name or your initials. You'll enter your name, your initials, and certain games it works. And some it does not. And this is one of those ones where it does not, which is a mystery. So if it's only doing it on certain games, that's not telling me the keys need a clean, because it should be doing it on all the games. Okay, the good old high score table, but yes, it's only on certain games, but on this game, press J and N, it types J and N. Press M, it doesn't press anything. Even more bizarre than that, Q is A, W is Z, E and R is E and R, and A is Q, S is S, D is D, and Z is W. So, does it need a clean? I don't know, but what makes it strange is only on certain games. Certain games you press A, it types A, you type Q, it types Q. On this one, it gives you something completely different. So, we'll just be J and N today. Now, quite recently, I bought myself another CF card. Now, I've gone for a 32GB. Normally, I use an 8. But, we'll try this one out. Okay, this is my new one. A huge thank you to King Arthur for helping me do this one. But anyway, this one's actually got iGame in it. Now, I haven't used iGame before, but it does take quite some time to load up. But this also brings on to the next issue, which I do wonder if a memory upgrade might solve. Now this is actually taking quite a long time to load, but as you can see at the top of the screen now, my graphics memory has dropped like a stone. So yes, memory is certainly what we need here. It's crashed. And it's crashed, it's actually kicked me out altogether. Okay, second time we got there. Now the memory I'm using for this Amiga 1200 is an 8MB. Now when I got this Amiga, it didn't actually have any memory in it whatsoever, but 8 was the best you could get at the time. And it's crashed again. Now we've got flashing power lights. Right, software failure, but there we go, it's struggling. Big time, it's struggling. So yes, the issue is the memory. So we've got to try and solve the memory issue. Okay, which brings us to this part of the video now, the unboxing part. So yes, I've been a busy boy. I bought myself 2 additional items, both on eBay. Okay, so I bought myself on eBay a TF1230 Accelerator for Amiga 1200. The reason why the box is open, the reason why the bag is open, is I've already attempted it. I plugged it in the other day, it didn't work. The reason why it didn't work is you need more additional items. But this is 128MB fast RAM, which should be plenty to get up and running, but you need some additional chips, which I bought on eBay as well. Right, now this one I have not opened yet, but hopefully this is going to be the answer to my problems. Hopefully this will allow it to work, because without these it won't work. I didn't know that at the time. Right. Okay, so in here is what we need. So this contains the ROM2 U6B and the licensed ROM U6A. Basically, this is what you need to get that working. And this is a piece of paper, yes. A Kickstart 3.1 ROMs install guide. The installation guide for your Amiga 1200. 42 pin chips. Please use all pins on the 1200 socket. Although installation of the ROM chips is not difficult, it should be carried out very carefully. Which is why I'm not going to go too much into this video, but I'll take it nice and steady, slow and steady wins the race. If you have prior experience with installations of computer components, or if you have doubts about doing the installation yourself, please contact me. I take no responsibility if damage occurs on installation of the ROM chips. Before you begin installation, switch off your Amiga 1200 as well as all connected devices, all cables to be disconnected, to avoid damages from static electricity. Please touch a grounding source like a radiator or anything earth, or wear anti-static gloves. And don't follow these steps. Well, that's what we'll try and do. This is quite any soldering, it might well do. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, bear in mind I'm not overly experienced in this sort of department, I'm going to take the 1200 to pieces. And while in that situation, give it an old clean, and hopefully that will solve the issue with the keyboard. But yeah, I'm going to run through this step by step. I'm not going to talk over it, I'm basically going to do it. And hopefully, at the end, put it all back together and it's going to work. Hopefully. Oops. Put it on card. Put it on card, not on a towel. I know that now. Oh, broke my phone, my lord. Anyway, one thing I want to make absolutely clear. Don't drop your phone on the... Okay, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. I'm no expert. This is not a how-to video. This is how I've done it. And how I've done it wrong. Don't do what I do. Don't put it on a towel or a tea towel, or worse, put it on a carpet. Put it on something flat, like a piece of paper or card. So yes, I didn't know at the start of the day, but I now know now. But of course, it's fine. No issues or worries. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give it a damn good clean. I've got plenty of these cotton buds, and I've got one of these. I can never pronounce its name. It's I bought it from Amazon a long time ago. It's brilliant. So I'm going to clean that now. There's a mark there and a mark there. There's marks all over the place. So yeah, good old clean is what is needed here. Not just that, but everything. Everything. Well, not fantastic, but certainly better than it was. But anyway, yeah, I've got through quite a lot of cotton buds doing this. Some of these are really, really manky. But yeah, we'll put the memory in a minute and see if it fires up. Okay, so we're going from that one, which is an 8 megabyte, which has had a slight modification, as you can see. And we're going to this bad boy. That cost me 150 quid. Hopefully, with that and the chips, it's going to work. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry. I'll cry my eyes out like a little child. Right, the membrane in there. Tweezers. Right, that, my friends, is the final bit. Back together. Not expertly done, but I'm no Gadget UK. I'm no Error 42. So yeah, it's all back together, apart from that bit. But now we've got to see if it fires up. Okay, it's 10 to 9 at night. Have to be a bit peckish now, and also, yes, dinner's now in the oven, but yeah, now I've got to try and find out if all that work was worth it. Is he going to recognise it? Worried? Yes, I am. And also, the next stream is actually going to be my birthday stream, so I would like to have this working by then. Really. Right, the moment of truth. I have to admit, I'm a little bit worried, but let's see what happens. Right, firing up the Amiga, it's booted. It went to that very quickly. Right. Right, reboot once again. Please, please work. Well, so the Amiga's booted, that's a start. Mouse ain't working. Yes, I've been a nitwit. I forgot to plug the mouse back in. Oh, like I say, I'm not an expert. Right, plug the mouse back in. Mouse is plugged in. That was not easy. That was not straightforward. It never is. Right, mouse should be working now. Right, try it again. Play it again, Sam. But this time we've got the mouse plugged in. Now, when I tested this last week, before installing those chips, this came up as a black screen. Right, so, mouse is working, there we go, brilliant. But most importantly, have we got additional memory? I don't know. That looks... Do you know what? I can't... To me, has that worked? I think that's worked, hasn't it? 18 million free. Right, I have to admit, I didn't take any before after screenshots. I forgot all about that. But I think this has worked, because now it says 133,038,432 other mem. Which I think has worked. Now it's saying 18 million free, and here... 152 million free, 3.313 million. I think this might have worked. Also, yeah, this seems to be booting up a lot faster now. That's pretty much instant. Let's try the AGA. Okay, I think it's fair to say we've got enough memory now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to load up the one I tried earlier today. Because earlier today I tried loading XP8 AGA and it said not enough memory. So hopefully, this time it should fire on all cylinders. Should do. And hopefully load up a bit faster, and that was pretty much instant. That's fantastic. And also, when you're trying to load up an AGA version, not all versions, but a lot of them do, it's flashing like a disco. And that did not flash once. That's fantastic. Military Intelligence Report, Security Rating Alpha. Right. There we go. Houston, we had no problem here. There we go. XP8, loaded immediately that time. Okay, so the game is XP8, a vertical scrolling shooter, which features ray traced graphics with many reflections. 8 different weapons are on offer, which have been powered up several times, and are collected from tokens, sometimes in different sections. A simultaneous 2-player mode is on offer, which makes getting through 5 levels with passwords for each one a little bit easier. The introduction takes form of a few staggered screens. And now it's working brilliantly, no issues at all. This is the AGA version, and memory is not a problem anymore. Still, it's very, very early days, of course, but the signs are good. And this is also a very good game as well. But yes, we've got to try and get through each level, only 5, and you've also got to try and destroy a certain quantity of space mines. The enemy have laid mines to prevent the passage to our attack fleet. You must destroy at least 17 space mines. They're located at the top. So at the moment in time, we've got 17, but that can change very quickly. But anyway, every time you pick up an icon, you press the spacebar and you just cycle through your inventory. I don't think I've got one yet. Yes, I have got that one. Brilliant. And a boss battle at the end of each level. Pick up the eye that makes you immune to attacks. B is bomb, kills all enemies on screen. And the plus, I think, is energy. Now, I was going to do some before and afters, so that way you can actually see how much the screen was flashing, but of course I couldn't get it to play anyway. So it was still to compare, it wasn't able to play the first time. Anyway, boss battle. Move on to the next game after this. But yeah, I'm really impressed so far. So far, so good. This weapon, it should be doable. There we go, boom and pow. Okay, so if you saw the earlier parts of this video, I tried loading up all No Word of Lemmings, and of course it was flashing like there's no tomorrow. I'm hoping this time it's not going to do that. Hopefully not. The music kicked in. That is such an improvement. That is so much better. That's fantastic. It didn't flash once. And also, it's loading up so much quicker. That's brilliant. I have to admit, I'm absolutely amazed by this. This is superb. These games are loading up so well now. There's no issues or dramas along the way. Now, I have tried this one before. It's been a few years since I last loaded it, but it didn't load up this well before. But now it's just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. A tough game though, but yeah, it's... I don't know what to say. It's just loading so well. So good. Capital Punishment. Only had a few goes prior to today, but yeah, haven't got far, but that loaded up really, really well. Cannot fault that at all, and the music's great as well. Okay, this is... I'm dead already. Did you see how quickly I died there? That was the quickest fight I've ever had in any beat 'em up. That was it. One kick, dead. My goodness me. Amiga wins. I had no chance. Let's try that again, shall we? But this time the sewer. But anyway, it's going to be the same result, but hopefully not as quick this time. But yes, I always get killed by the spikes. 9 times out of 10. The trouble is the spikes are only on the left, not the right. So you're always going to have the disadvantage. And also, yeah, I don't know the special moves at all. I'm dead already. There we go. I mean, it's a good game, but it's a tough game. But yes, it's loading brilliantly. There's no problem at all. That's amazing. It really is good. But yeah, has anyone played this game before? And has anyone ever won one single confrontation? And if you have, what did you do to win? Okay, load up immediately with one quick go. And it will be a quick go because this game is tough. I've never actually managed to win one single confrontation on all the attempts I've had in the past. It always happens by me being impelled by the spikes. And of course, not knowing the special moves also is an issue. But anyway, it's over already. So difficult. I do wonder if this game does need to have a 2-button joystick. Maybe, but not knowing the special moves either is a problem. But no problem loading this. It's brilliant. No hesitations loading up, and also it's loaded up very quickly. Okay, let's try this again. Back to the Future. Again, 2. Let's see if we get further this time. Now, I'm not really expecting this to work, but I have tried a lot of versions over the years. Including ADFs, including WHD loads, even emulation, I've tried it, and also my terrible fire of the C32, I've even tried that as well. They all crash at the same point. But, memory upgrade, let's see what it's got in store. Are we going to get further than 1 minute of gameplay? I hope so. I do like the game though, I really am a big fan of this game. I've only got to level 2 though. Now you hold the fire button down to do a big jump. Tap the fire button, do a punch, and a P is additional energy. And also you can grab the back of the cars. Right. There's Biff. You cannot defeat Biff at this point, only at the end of the stage. If you get that far. So far, it's looking good. I have to admit, it's looking good. Now your energy drains very quickly in this game. So many things kill you. Even the curb kills you. I think that harms you too. Leave that behind. S, not sure what S does. I need energy. Right, new pair of boots, why not? Energy, yes, need it. Bingo. Do you know what? This is looking promising. This is looking very promising. Acceleration, there we go. It's working. We've actually got further. Brilliant. Who would have thought? I have to admit, I'm quite surprised. I wasn't expecting this to work. I thought it was going to be a WHD load thing. But there we go. I've had so many attempts to try and get past that first minute. All you've got to do is buy a memory upgrade for 150 quid and 2 chips. You're good to go. And it's still a difficult game though. Right, still going. We are still going, people. It hasn't crashed yet. And we're getting energy at the right time. I don't know if you get additional dice with score. I don't think so. Power-ups are random each time. Well, Energy's really bad. End of energy, game over. But there we go, we got quite far though. There we go, it's working brilliantly. I've even managed to put in a high score. It's been a long time since I last did that. But there you go, there is proof. It's working. Brilliant. There we go, I like what I'm hearing, I like what I'm seeing. There we go, another fantastic game. And as Queen would say, another one bites the dust. I think it's fair to say this one has passed on every single challenge I've thrown at it today. With flying colours. But we're not done yet. What I'm going to do, we're going to move over to this CF card, which I'm sure my friend King Arthur will be dying to see if it works. Now this is of course my latest updated WHD load, which also does feature iGame. This is a 32GB, and as you saw earlier in this video, it crashed. And it crashed very early on. There has been a few times I've managed to get it going, not just AGA games, but also just the basic games. They were struggling to load. And when they were loading, the screen was flashing on and off all the time. But hopefully now, it won't. So just for you, King Arthur, I'm going to fire this up now and see what happens. Okay, so the game is Watchtower, a top-down arcade action game in the same style as Commandos and the Kawi Warriors. You take control of a hitman, a professional mercenary who takes jobs from various factions around the globe. You have 6 missions and 3 different terrain types: desert, jungle and a city. This is becoming quite a bullet hell, this game, but it always does. Enemies do respawn quite a lot in this game and can be anywhere, even in the water. Don't think you can go in the water though. Furthest I've reached, level 3. Boss battle at the end of it. But yeah, that bar at the top left, I can't remember if it's got to fill up or drain. Either way, you've got to get to the end of the level before it runs out. And avoid all the dangers. There's a lot of danger in this game. But brilliant, really is performing well. When I bought this memory, I did wonder if it was going to be a waste of money. I was wondering if it was going to work. But I've definitely been proved wrong. But yes, if you don't have those additional chips, the memory's not going to work to the best of its ability. Basically. Right. Do this. Boom, boom, pow. Right, so far so good. There. Woo! Ha! My lord! It's going bullet time. Ah, my lord! My lord! Captain pooed himself. New pair of pants, please! No, we're not out of the dangers, not yet. Far from it. Yeah, some bullets are faster than others. Some bullets go further than others. It's all a question of getting the right weapon at the right time. You can also throw grenades. Right, I found a safe point, but it's not for long. There we go, boom pow. Okay, firing up the new CF card. It's also bigger in size, 32GB. Right, it's time to give this one a try. Now, this does have iGame. I have to admit, I'm still fairly new to iGame. I haven't used it very, very much. But I have tried a few games on it. But apparently you don't have to use it. Okay, no problems this time. iGame has successfully loaded up 4,224 games. Now, I do like the fact you actually search for the games you want to try out. Now, there's 2 games I've played prior to this day, and both of them are not AJ versions. This was the first one I tried. And yes, it was stuttery right from the go. The intro screen was a blip, 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 blip all the time. And of course, any music playing, that's going to be affected as well. But hopefully this time, it won't be affected in any shape or form. It's a fantastic game, I do like it. I bought it from a shop called Kent Micro, and I paid $25.99 for it. But there we go, Legend Zoo presents, and the music's great as well, no problems this time. So there we go, fantastic, really is good. Not a long game though, but I've never actually managed to finish it before. But anyway, whether I actually continue to use iGame, I'm not sure. I do quite like using WC Load, but I can see why people do tend to use iGame. It's quite reliable it seems. But whether I tend to use it or continue to use it, I'm not sure. Okay, so the game is Cargaz, a science fiction scrolling shooter video game for the Amiga, developed by Kickstart Design and published by Electronic Zoo in 1991. And it's a really good game as well, never finished it before. What we were trying to do in this game is basically go into each area, follow the instructions that are given to you, and defeat all the enemies in that area. Which is not an easy task, but also the most important thing in this game is not to run out of time. That doesn't matter how many lives you have, if you run out of time, the game is over. You can also get additional upgrades, where additional energy and occasional time is given to you. But it can change so quickly. 1 minute it's quite slow, and it's quite fast paced. And sometimes you have to go really quickly. And sometimes you go quite slow and steady. Boss battle at the end of it. The levels aren't overly long, just really fast paced at times. And also, it's loaded up very well, no problems there. Now when you die, I think you lose your latest upgrades. Right, now where? Right, shoot the core. Just tap that joystick and keep a nice constant speed. Right, go for it. Gonna take a little bit of damage, but we want to try and keep our time intact. Right, boss battle. Not a lot of time, not a lot of energy, but it's doable. Oh, energy's even worse than it was just now. Woo! There we go! It's performing very well. There we go. Not a lot of energy remains, but there we go. Level 1 is completed. Okay, this was the second game I played when I was trying to get to grips with iGame. No problems once again, it's fantastic. But yeah, this one I actually managed to finish. It was the first ever time I did it. Copyright 1987 by Mastertronic. This is Ninja Mission. Okay, so the game is a Ninja, a beat-em-up game developed by Sculptor Software, released by Mastertronic in 1986 for the Atari 8-bit family, Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum, then 1987 for the Amstrad CPC, Amiga A1200, MS-DOS. An arcade version of the game was released in 1987 by Mastertronic's Arcadia Systems, which is based on Amiga hardware. The Amiga Atari ST and arcade versions were released as Ninja Mission. The game itself also, like the last game, isn't overly long, but this one I actually managed to finish. In fact, the first time I finished it was actually experimenting with iGame. But yeah, this and Cardiacs were the only two games I played. But yes, it didn't load overly well the first time, but I did actually manage to finish it. But anyway, what we're going to try and do is find all of the idols. Every time you pick up an idol, it actually replenishes your energy. The more you progress into the game, the more energy you've got to try and deal with it per screen. You can also jump through the ceiling. There you go, on already, defeat the enemies, and you move on. But some of them are a lot more easy to dispatch than others. There we go, fantastic. Really is good. Approaching the shrine. But anyway, I'm absolutely really tickled pink with this memory. I have to admit, I wasn't overly sure it was going to be a good idea. Of course, it has been expensive, a lot of work's gone into it, but it's definitely a job that needs to be done. So I'm very happy I've done it. Okay, buddy, there's more than footage. Anyway, it's actually 3:15 in the morning. I know I'm crazy, but anyway, I didn't spot it earlier in this video, but there we go. Proof is there. 3.1 ROM is installed. And this is Jamie Warren's Games. Please like and comment. You find me on most platforms. Type in Warren's Games, find it fairly easily. Watch videos like this, do numbers and cheats, web banking, and live streams every Friday night. You can time vet clock. It's hard on my way. I'm easy. Ciao, bye. See ya. Okay, the good old Genius high score table. Now, I don't think the keyboard's at fault. I think the keyboard's absolutely fine. But if it was an issue, it's not an issue anymore. Right, heading to door number 1. I don't think it's going to solve the issue though. I've just got a feeling it's going to be a dodgy version. It always is. If you can't go through door number 1, we'll go through door number 2. Where you win some, you lose some. I've never seen that before. That's never happened before. That's a first. Right, we don't want a floor, we'll go through the bottom door. That way, we have no problems. It keeps going. It's just that top door, it's a strange, bizarre situation. It's just the way it is. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going for the first ever win in this game. No, get electrified. Well, there you go. There's proof that's my first ever victory. Electrified. I mean, that took quite some attempts. That was a lot of attempts to get that done. But I just got him to a corner and just kept kicking him repeatedly. But there we go.